My name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Tuesday, February 28th. So this is my February episode number 28. And it's the last day of the month. So this is my last February episode. I made daily episodes this whole month because I think... No. Let's start in the good way. Every time I saw all the Vlogmas and Vlogtober episodes from other knitters, I felt a little need that I want to do something similar too. But October and December are not the right months for me to do that. They are too busy, and I'm also not feeling the right energy to do that, I guess. So I was thinking, when would you like to do that, Sarah? And then I came to February, because February is a very boring month for me, usually. And it's also a bit of a hard month. It's the last month of winter, and it's often very gray, and it can be cold, and there are not many festive things happening, and it's just the excitement from the last from December, and also the feeling of the fresh new year in January. They are over, and then it's just waiting for spring. Yeah, it makes it a bit, and it's also the last winter month here in the Netherlands. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands. So all your vitamin D and all that kind of stuff, the levels are very low. So February is often the month in which I'm very tired and a bit bored. So I thought, let's do it in February to brighten up this month a bit. And that worked out pretty good for me. I never had the experience February went so quick. It was, for my feeling, it started 3 days ago. And now it's already the end of the month. So that was very nice. And I will tell more about it at the end. It is my plan to share my feelings about February at the end. For now, and of course I will tell you about my Felix. I also will share everything about it, because this is my first Wear Your New Felix day today. But first I will drink my coffee, and then I will go upstairs, and I will show you my woolly wardrobe, the closet in which I keep all my sweaters and all my knitted garments. Some noise upstairs. And something nice and fun happened yesterday, and I would love to share it with you. But first I will drink my coffee and knit a bit on my Felix cardigan. No, you're wearing your Felix cardigan. I said it wrong again. This is my Fern and Feather. I didn't touch it for 2 weeks, I guess, because I was busy with my Felix and with all my crochet. But I was also working on this one. And I really love this sweater. And now I am at the part that it's easy peasy, just knit straight. I picked up this knitting yesterday evening, and I was in the middle of some short rows, and I kept my notes quite good in my craft book, in my knitting book, so I could exactly see where I was, only I didn't write down the difference between my beginning of round marker and my side marker. So they were different, but I didn't knew which was the beginning of round and which was the side. So I already started knitting, and then I thought, oh, am I knitting the short rows at the good side, or am I knitting them at the front right now? But so I had to take a good look, and then I could see what I was doing, because you knit the short rows, of course, at the back to create that nice. If you are a knitter, you already know that. But when I started knitting, I had no idea. But to create this high neckline, you knit short rows, and with short rows, instead of knitting in a round, you can also knit short rows when you knit back and forth, but in the Felix there are also short rows, but you create some extra fabric and that creates a nice shape to wear it. So that's why this lifted this up, because of the extra fabric at the back. I finished the short rows yesterday evening, and now I have a few stitches to go. I did put my extra cable on it so I could fit. I just how do you say, not fixed the cable, but unfixed it. No, put it away and put my needle point back on so I could knit this little yarn end, and then I will start knitting the sleeves. I prefer to knit the sleeves first so I can see how it will come. It can also be very nice to do that when you are not sure you have enough yarn, so you have the sleeves at a good length, and then the body is you can knit until your yarn will end. But I do have enough yarn, so that's not a problem, but I just love knitting the sleeves first, so I will do that. And I was a bit in doubt, will I try my shorties again? I do have the short needle points, but I'm really a magic loop lover, and I was thinking, shall I try it again? Because the only reason I could think of is that it will be a bit quicker. It will go a bit quicker with the shorties, but I do not love to hold them. My hands, I'm not sure if I practiced enough, but we are not very good friends yet, and I don't know if we will be, but I will give them another chance. But I decided I will do magic loop again, and actually because of when I knit them on magic loop on a long fixed circular needle, I can do a quick fit without turning off, that's the word, I guess, turning off the needle points and adding another cable. I just yeah, can leave it on my long fixed circular needle and do a quick fit. So I will pick up the stitches for that, and yeah, let's see. I will put my cable on, my extra cable. So, oh, hey, my cable connector, where are you? That's weird. That's fair. Oh, here. Ooh, this little tiny thing is a cable connector. I don't know if you can see it. It's little tiny, and it's really a good thing to lose, especially for me. But it was in my project bag. I didn't know it was so. It was out there alone. You have to stay with your big sister. Okay, one thing of the long cables I don't like is how to fix them, because a needle you can turn around. Maybe there is a nice trick for this. I don't know the trick, so so this is happening all the time. So if you know the trick, please let me know. Because it will make my life easier. I hate it. It was not my plan to film this clumsy knitting skill of mine. How to fix your cables. Don't listen to It's a Sarah, because she can't. Yesterday I told you that there are a lot of aspects of knitting that are a very good practice for your patience and your mindfulness. This is one of them. It's really the easiest way now. I don't know what is happening there. is to get annoyed and irritated and frustrated. But then it won't work out at all. So it's very important for me to stay calm and relaxed and don't give up and just go on until my cable is fixed. And for a very impatient person like me, this is a very good willpower training. But hey, look, it's fixed and I'm still laughing. My knitting didn't flew through the room. Didn't fly, I have to say, I guess. My knitting didn't fly through the room. And now I am where I want to be. Okay, I'm ready for the sleeves and I will do that tonight. But first I will drink my last cold bit of coffee and then I will take you with me upstairs to show you my my knitted garment closet. Yes. Okay. Bye bye. Here you see me running upstairs at our chocolate brown stairs. This fragment is too short to share my story, but the chocolate brown stairs was a gift for my birthday, not last year, but 2021's. My husband gave it to me. Our stairs were orange, and my favorite color is brown, and they need a new piece of paint. So this was his gift to me, but I only received one yet. Only these stairs are brown. The other one from the to the first floor is orange, still orange. But there are some people very attached to the orange stairs in our family. But it was a birthday gift, so the other stairs also will be brown. I hope so, because I really love the brown. But we weren't talking about the stairs. We would talk about my closet in which I keep my woolly garments. And as you can see, this is a closet. It's original a book closet. I still struggle with all the closets option, but it's an old book thing in which you could put your books in. And now it's standing in front of our bedroom, and it's really a nice way to keep it like this, because it's light and airy, and I have moths in my house and they don't love light and airy, and it's also nice to put your clothes laying down and not on a hanger. My closet wasn't as neat as it is right here. It was quite a mess. I use a kind of rolling fold technique to put my garments in the closet when I when I have wear them. So I fold them in the air and then I put it in the on the shelves, and it's a bit messy and not really structured. And my youngest daughter was she needs something out of our bedroom yesterday night, and I was not at home then, but when I came at home, she said, "Mama, your closet is really a mess. I organized it for you, and it's really important you will keep it nice and straight." Okay, I thought, of course I will. I often have the feeling that my children are raising me instead of I am raising them. But I really love the straight and nice piles of my beloved knitwear she made. Here I'm counting them. I at the moment I can't remember how many things I counted. They are not all handmade by me, but most of them are, and there are quite a lot, but there always can be more. But I really love to keep my garments in this way. Every time I come up on the stairs, oh no, don't go there. I wasn't finished. I want to talk more about my garments. Please go back. Yes, okay, there we go again. Another fragment. It's a repeat. I'm sorry, but uh, I now I have all my summer and winter knits in one place. Normally, I keep my knits from the season that isn't going on in a plastic box. But last fall, I didn't. I was very busy, so I didn't have the time to put my summer knits away, but it isn't as necessary as putting my winter knits away because the moths are sleeping and my winter knits are more precious, especially because of the yarn in which they are made. So in a few weeks I will wash them and put them away. And oh, my socks! Oh, my daughter must be proud when she saw my sock baskets. She had still has a little bit of trust in my organizing skills. I'm not a very messy person, but she's very organized. We put all our organizing stuff in one child. Her brother and sister aren't at all, and that's okay. So now I'm done. Now we can go to our bedroom for some talking. Hello! Back at one of my favorite spots in the house. Time to chat a bit about my Felix cardigan. I am wearing it today. I would love to tell you the little story behind this Felix cardigan because it was never on my list to make. I did see it. It is a very popular pattern. It's the Felix cardigan, a design of Amy Christopher. Designed by, do you say design by or design of? Designed by Amy Christopher. And it was very popular last year or the year before, I'm not quite sure. And I saw it and I liked it. And my mom made the Felix pullover and she loved it and it was very good. But it was never on my list. But I think in November I got a message from a Dutch knitter, and she said, when you watch my regular episodes you already know this story, but I want to tell it again because it's such a lovely story. She asked me, she told me she had knit 4 Felix cardigans, and she said in your favorite yarn, Let Lopi, and I guess also in your favorite color, Sarah. And she showed me a picture, and they were lovely. It was a off-white one, a grey one, light grey, a murky one, this color, and a rusty brown one. And I really love them. And she said, she told me she couldn't wear them anymore, and they were hanging in her closet, and yeah, she said they need a bit of love. Would you love to have them? And I said, yes, of course I would love. So I asked her what she wanted to have for it, and she said, I would love to have to receive some money so I can buy a new cardigan, which I can wear. And I love that idea, so I paid her some money. Not a lot, but enough for her to buy good yarn, good woolly yarn, and the pattern. And I mean, a hand knit cardigan is absolutely worth a lot more than I paid for, especially for handmade cardigans. So it made me really happy. And then I received them and I put them on, and I was, oh wow, it's nice. The colors were beautiful. The Lopi yarn was beautiful. The fit was, oh, I really loved it. But I also felt, is it not too much? Too much for me? I am a knitter. Can I just put them in my closet? Can I do that? Because I can knit myself one without any problems. And it was at the beginning of the winter, and the energy prices were high and it was cold everywhere. And I felt a bit, I do have a lot of warm hand knits in my closet, and there are people which don't. So I was not sure about it, and I was telling about it in my episode, and I was asking my Dutch viewers, if you want to have such a cardigan, let me know, because maybe I want to share them. And then I got so many messages from Dutch knitters and crocheters and other people who watched my episodes. And the cardigans were very popular, and there were a lot of people wanting one of them. And then I thought, oh, what do I have to do now? I can never make a choice. And I always have to disappoint someone. So I was a bit confused. And then I decided to give them to 4 people in my... my mother received one. See, my mother is a knitter, and she also can make one herself. But she was at drinking coffee with me, and I told her about the cardigans, and I showed her, and she put on one, and it was just like as if it was made for her. The fit and the color, it was perfect. It was just so clear that cardigan was hers. And I give the other 3 to friends. No, I not give them. They paid me, so they paid the money. I paid for it. Then I decide, I already knew I would make February episodes, and then I decide, okay, Felix is also with an F, let's knit together if you want to. So there are a lot of Dutch people and also worldwide people that casted on a Felix cardigan with me, or a Felix pullover in February. So that was very nice, and I am very glad that 4 people are happy with their knitted cardigans by Elisa, the Dutch knitter, and I am happy with my own handmade cardigan together with all the other knitters. Knowing that a lot of other knitters are also knitting the same, it is always knowing that a lot of other knitters are also knitting whatever they are knitting or crocheting, doesn't matter, that always feels so connected, because knitting is something you do alone at yourself. You can do it together. I'm not a very social knitter. I'm more a solitary knitter. But knowing that there are all over the world, all the people also enjoying their knitting or crochet, that I feel that connection very strong every time. So that was nice. And especially when you knit the same pattern, that was also nice. And for me, this cardigan is, the doorbell's ringing. But I guess my daughter is at home, so yes, she's there. I'm curious now. The mail, I guess. I don't hear any talking. I'm too curious for this. It is the mailman. That feeling of connection and togetherness is catched in my cardigan. So it is already a warm yarn, but it is even warmer because of that feeling. So I really love it. I really love it. My cardigan is knit in the colorway Murky from Let Lopi. I guess it's 1402, but I'm not quite sure. You can check my Ravelry notes if you want to. I went down 1 needle size because I'm quite a loose knitter. It is a loose gauge, but I went down a needle size and my gauge was a bit off, 1 stitch, and I thought, oh, that will be okay. But there was a Dutch knitter. She very kindly measured what the effect of 1 stitch of gauge, 1 stitch off of gauge would mean. And that would mean 7 centimeters less than the pattern was telling. It was quite a lot, much more than I thought. But it would mean that I have less positive ease, and I really love less positive ease. And now the sleeves are actually 0 positive ease, and I think the cardigan itself is 2 centimeter positive ease. But it's perfect for me because I love a fitted fit. And the buttons, maybe you have seen that I was struggling with the buttons. I forgot that there was an extra button at top of the neckband, so I didn't divided my buttons at the right way. I can wear my cardigan closed. I don't like it wearing things closed. It's a bit too high, but it's nice that it can be. Only this part is a bit annoying. This is the extra button, and I don't think I placed that right, but that's okay. Yeah, it's important to place the button on the wider size of your bust, and I thought I was a bit off, but it's actually at the perfect place. So your cardigan won't stand open. So it's very nice, and I really love it. And yeah, I prefer to wear my cardigans open, and this is the perfect cardigan for that. I had a bit doubt about doing the neckband as the last part. I thought, why is it not the neckband and then do the ribbing at the side? But now the cardigan is finished, I really love how it falls, how the fit is. So it's perfect. It's really perfect for me. I added a bit of length to the sleeves, so I can have them this way, and I really wear them often this way, folded back, the ribbing. So that's perfect too. I did use the button holes. I did knit them as the pattern tells you to do, and I'm not very... it's a different way for my own go-to buttonholes. They were very easy to knit this way, and I also love the look, but you make them with a yarn over, and my yarn over is, yeah, I don't know, it's not always going well with the button. So I prefer my own way. I think my episode today is way too long already, so when I make another cardigan with buttonholes, I will tell you more about how I knit my buttonholes. There are so many ways to do it, and it's nice when you find your favorite way. But it's also, I love the look, and they were okay, and I will not use them often, so it's absolutely fine. I did knit the length. The pattern tells you it's not very cropped, but it's perfect. It's the perfect length for a cardigan wearing on a dress or on a skirt. So yeah, I'm really very happy. The color is also very beautiful. It's especially when you see it in the light, it's a bit of a heathered brown, and it's all alive, and all the different shades of brown catched in one yarn, in one thread. It's very, very lovely, and I love to wear it on my black dress, but also on my brown dress. It's nice, the different shades of brown. So it's absolutely a perfect cardigan for in my wardrobe. This morning I was in front of the mirror downstairs, and I was I'm so blij. I'm so glad. Blij is the Dutch word. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. Oh, and I told my husband, look, my cardigan is finished and it's all perfect. And he said, is that a new cardigan? Yes, darling, it is a new cardigan. This is a cardigan I knit in February. But don't you already own such a cardigan? And I thought, no, not such a cardigan. I do have a lot other cardigans, but not this colorway, not this basic cardigan. And he said, but I have the feeling it's quite similar as another cardigan you knit recently. And I thought, no way. and maybe I did think of all my cardigans, and I couldn't think of one of them. And then he went to the kitchen table, and there was my chair, and over my chair hangs my Sunday cardigan. And he said, yes, here it is, this cardigan I mean, it's exactly the same. And I said, no, you're kidding. That cardigan is in no way the same as this one. And I know, maybe it's because he's not a knitter and he's a man. It can affect the situation too. But I'm absolutely sure the Sunday cardigan is not the same as the Felix cardigan. It's all in both. They are in one color, and okay, the Elephas Lopi and the Let Lopi, they are a bit similar. And the colors, that one was a bit of gray brown, this is brown. Okay, I can get that, but that's a long cardigan with a ribbed yoke, and this is with a raglan. I said, that's absolutely not true. So, but my family doesn't see the difference, so I'm very happy I'm making a knitting podcast, and all the knitters know, yeah, you understand me. We understand you, Sarah. Thank thank you. And later I told my daughter, my youngest one, she reorganized my knitting garments yesterday evening, and I said, oh look, and she said, I think you already own enough knitted garments. I reorganized them yesterday, and you have so many sweaters and so many cardigans, so you don't need anything new. Okay, she had a point. I don't need anything new, but I just like knitting, and she's wearing her own waistcoat all the time, and I think she thinks I could knit her another something. So I will do, because it's very nice to see. I added a personal signature, a woolly tattoo. When I finished my cardigan, actually already before I finished it, I know in the Netherlands there are several very lovely people who also have a Felix cardigan in the color way murky, in the same color as I have. And I really, I always have the feeling, feel the need to personalize my my knitting and crochet garments, and often you can do that through your color choices, or you can add something, or the way you wear it, and yeah, so that's mainly, it isn't necessary to do give it an extra personal touch, but I felt it because so many people made a Felix cardigan, and several people exact the same as I am. Of course it is not the same, because we knit all our own cardigan, but I felt the need to personalize it. And then, let me take it. I remembered my a garment from last year. This is my Mema cardigan, and I also added a woolly tattoo on the sleeve, on the same place, and that was because I made a little mistake. Something went wrong, and there was a wobbly stitch, and I couldn't fix it. I had woven in, I always doubt, woven or weaven? Woven, I guess. I had weave in. The yarn ends on a weird way, and you could see it very good, and I couldn't fix it afterwards. So I thought, let's embroider a flowery thing over it, so you can't see it anymore, because it was on a spot, it was very visible, and I didn't like it. And the flowery flower tattoo, the woolly tattoo, I did like it. It was such an extra, and every time I saw it I thought, oh, that's nice. I really love embroider these flowers. I followed a workshop a few years ago to make a woolly tattoo on your gloves, and it's really nice thing to do. I filmed my embroidering for you, and I'm not a talent. I really am not a talent, but I made a clip, so I will and let me first tell you a little bit about the yarn, and then I will insert it here so you can see how I did it. But my woolly tattoo, I immediately thought of this color for the flower, because one of my other cardigans I got from Elisa was in this rusty brown, and it was really popular. When I asked my Dutch viewers, there were so many viewers which wanted this cardigan, so I thought, let's put it, and I doubted, will I knit this one or this color, but I think this color would be it's better for my skin tone and my hair. I don't know, I will definitely make something in this yarn, I think a Ursina, but I would embroider the flowers with this one, but it was a bit too thick, so I luckily I did have the same yarn, no, not the same yarn, but the same colorway. It's yeah, it's exactly the same, it seems, in a sport weight yarn. It's for my headband, so I embroidered the flowers with that, and it's really, it gives it a personal touch, but also a memory on my sleeve. I put it quite low because I think technically it seems better here, but I want to see it my own. Sometimes people have tattoos on their back and you can't see it. And I really want to see my woolly tattoo because I love it. And when it was here, I couldn't see it at all. So I will insert a clip in which I am making this woolly tattoo. Okay, let's go. I think it's important to tell you that I'm absolutely not an experienced embroiderer. I think it's quite lovely technique to add some special details to your knitting or crochet work, but I think it's quite hard to do. I also think it's quite fun to do, but it is especially an activity. I must. I was looking for the word. An activity in which you don't want to invite your perfectionist. Because when my perfectionist is embroidering, it isn't fun at all. She's quite hard and critical about all the things I do, and I don't want her to be involved with this. But it is quite hard because she also comes along uninvited. You can see me drawing here my woolly tattoo, my woolly signature. I measured it for my Mema cardigan, and I wanted to draw it at my Felix page in my knitting book, but then there wasn't any space for it there. And then I decided to do it at the last page from my knitting book, a bit on the inside of the hardcover. And this will be my signature, so I can use it for other garments as well when I want to. It's not matching with every garment, but it's really lovely. A signature is always the same, so why don't have a woolly signature? And I first draw it with, oh, I don't know the words again, with a pencil. No, with that wooden thing, wooden thing with a little bit of graphite inside. And now I'm drawing it over again with my pen. And so you can see it clear. And I have that stuff. I don't know the name. I don't know it in Dutch, so I'm certainly not knowing it in English. But it's a bit of a magical fabric. And you can put it over your drawing, and you can draw it over, and then it's a bit messy. It's the last scrap I have, and it's not straight, nice and straight. It has folds everywhere, so that's not really how it works. And you draw it over, not with a pen, but with this thing, for which I forgot the name, that wooden thing. So the drawing is on your magic piece of fabric. And when you did that, you can put it on your knitting. Yeah, it's really annoying that it's crinkled a lot. I have to buy new stuff of this because this is my last piece, and maybe you can see there are other drawings on it. I followed a workshop in which I learned to embroider on gloves, and it's really fun. You can add such lovely details. So now I cut it out. So, and now I will pin it onto my cardigan sleeve. You don't need this example. Oh yeah, that's a piece of cardboard I put in my sleeve, so I don't sew the sleeves together, don't embroider the sleeves together. That is quite possible that it would happen when I didn't have the cardboard. You don't especially need the example. You also can just embroider from freehand, but because I wanted a straight line and my embroidery skills aren't as good as I need to create a nice and straight line, I did use my magic fabric, and it's especially for the straight line. The flowers, I think I could make them without any example. Now, at this point, I discovered my lead lopi was too thick, so I luckily had another yarn in the same colorway, and I will start embroider. And it's my experience that I need a little bit of trust in my embroider skills, because when I'm busy, I do like doing it, but I don't especially like the look of it. It's a bit messy, and I'm not quite sure if the end result will be good. But in the end, it's always working out. So a little bit of trust in your skills isn't hard at all. And most of the time, this was a very long filmed piece, so I cut out a lot of in between, because you don't want to look for me embroider more than an hour, and especially because half of the time you can't see what I'm doing because I'm not into the camera, under the camera. It's quite hard to do something you find difficult and then also pay attention to the position of the camera and your work. So when I was editing, I had quite some fun, because half of the time you can't see anything, but I've searched for the parts you can't see. You can see me embroider, but again, I'm a very unexperienced embroider. But it's absolutely okay. And it's also embroider on your knitwear is quite forgivable. You can also always add a little stitch, or add a little flower, or add a little leaf. And even when you think, oh, this is really a mess, you can make something of it. So I like that kind of techniques. Yeah. I was a bit afraid my straight line wasn't straight at all, because my needles were gone every time, but it worked out pretty good. Yeah, here's some green. You have several embroider stitches. I hardly remember the names in Dutch, so I'm certainly not knowing them in English, but they are quite nice to do. And if you are in the position to do a workshop, or maybe there are also online tutorials, I don't know, it is absolutely fun to add this on your knitting. Ah, look, here I'm a bit worried because it's all crinkly and messy, and I'm not sure if the look is okay. Yeah. Oh, this was one thing that did work out. I made a little tiny knot stitch. I don't know if you call it that way, and it all the time it goes wrong every time I embroider, but now it went right in one time, so that's really nice. You can see that little yellow detail in the middle of the flower. Yeah, it is really making me happy. So here it is, and now I have to weave in all those yarn ends. I put my sleeve inside out, and I didn't want to have a big thick part at my sleeve, so I just weaved them in, have woven them in, I just weaved them in a short part, a few stitches, and all at the back of the straight line, so that it would be as visible. No, as less visible as possible on my sleeve, and that worked out pretty good. When you are finished, you have to make your magic fabric wet, and then it disappears. So my cardigan was blocked already, so I just put that little part under the in the water, in the hot water, and I rinsed it very carefully, and then I made it dry with a towel, and then I hang it in front of the fireplace so it could dry, and it worked out pretty good. So here I have a little bit of doubt of the end result, if it's straight and neat, but I can say right now, wearing my Felix, that I'm very pleased with how it worked out. Okay, so you have seen the making of, and you also have seen that I'm not a talent, but it's quite interesting that you have to have some trust in your embroider. I have, because when I was doing it, I thought, oh, this will be a complete mess. But now when it's finished, I'm very pleased, I'm very happy with it. So, and I did embroider several times, so now I know that I have to have a little trust, and then it will become pretty good. So I really am glad with the end result. So yeah, that was all I wanted to tell you about my Felix cardigan. It's absolutely a very nice piece in my knitted wardrobe, and I'm very happy with it. I will wear it with love. Because of the look, because of the feeling, and because of the memory of this very special month. And now I have come to the end of my last episode, of my last February episode, and I really want to thank you, because it was a very special month for me. I felt the need for doing a daily episode for quite a while, and every time when it was Vlogmas or Vlogtober, I thought, should I? I think I already told you a little bit about it when I was drinking coffee. But it was quite a challenge. So I had some. It was a personal challenge for me. So I had some rules, mainly for time management, so that I only, because you can make it as big as you want to, I only picked a small little things out of my knitting life, out of my crafting life, which I shared with you, and it really worked out well. And maybe I expected that during the month my motivation would decrease. But that wasn't happening. I had so much joy filming every day, and it makes me happy every February day, and I was motivated all days. And the only thing was when in the weekends, or when it was the holidays last week, it was a bit harder because everybody's at home, and you have seen a very tiny part of my life, although my knitting and crochet, it is a big part of my life. I live a simple life at the moment, but there were so many activities I didn't take you with me, or I didn't tell you about, because they were not knitting related. And I often thought, oh, it would be fun to share this too, or this too. But I didn't do it, and that's absolutely fine. But I really enjoyed making these episodes. So I was quite surprised about my own motivation and the fun and the joy I experienced. But another thing I was really surprised about was your enthusiasm. I don't know if you read the comments under my episodes, but every day there were people telling me so many nice and lovely things, so many advices about the words, and I really loved them, and I try to remember them all, and that won't happen, but I try, and that's the best I can do. But all those nice words and all, I was so surprised. I could imagine that people would think after several days, every day, it's a Sarah, that I've enough Sarah today. But you kept watching all month long, and that was special to me, and it really surprised me. And the last days I only read message, oh, I'm so sad it's over, I'm so sad it's over, and I feel that sadness too a little bit, because I wasn't done with it yet. I must say I'm very looking forward to the extra time I save, because every day it took several hours, and it was all knitting time and crochet time that I was using for that, because the other things in the house and the kids and the social activities, they went through, they kept going. So I had a lot of less knitting and crochet time, but I do have a lot usually, so I could handle it. But I'm looking forward to a few extra hours every day. I really enjoyed it. I very enjoyed it. And that makes me decide for the future, I won't make daily episodes. No, I won't. But I will make, normally I make an episode every Monday, every week. 2 actually, 1 in English and 1 in Dutch. But I will make episodes on Monday and Fridays from now on. I will give it a try. Every Monday I make those episodes, and they are always quite long, and I prefer shorter episodes. It was my main goal to make short episodes this month. It didn't work out. Too short is not my thing, I guess. It happened a few times in the weekends when I was too busy doing other things, but when I am talking, I can't stop talking. I thought it would be fun to make an episode on Monday and 1 on Friday. 2 actually, 2 Dutch and English on Monday and Dutch and English on Friday. Because it makes me so happy. I'm so enjoying making episodes and especially telling you, sharing. I feel connected. I heard a lot of the people are drinking, you are drinking your coffee or your tea with me, and you're knitting with me, and I can feel that. Although I am sitting here alone in my bedroom talking to my phone, I can feel the connection we have. And I really, I said to my Dutch viewers, maybe we can meet each other in real life at knitting events or whatever. And I think the chance is very little that I can meet all over the world people. I never go out of the Netherlands. I'm not a very adventurous type. And that's absolutely okay. I'm fine with that. I knit. I don't need anything else. But it's very nice to feel connected with people all over the world. And I really want to thank you for that. You are so lovely for me with your words. And also when you don't send me words, but just enjoy my episodes, I can also feel it. And I have a cardigan with that February connected feeling in it. I have a lovely pillow received from a Dutch viewer. I had a surprise in my Ravelry inbox yesterday from one of you. I didn't reply yet because I don't have the time, but I will do. I got a pattern from the Sophie shawl from Petite Knit as a gift in my Ravelry inbox, and it was such a nice no, how do you say it? A surprise! It was such a nice surprise because I was telling about my scarf and that I designed something my own, but I would love to have the Sophie shawl, but I was on a not buy any new pattern trip. And she was so kind to send me the pattern, so I really love that. So when I absolutely will knit it. I don't know why, but when I will knit that scarf, the shawl, when I knit that shawl, I also will have good memories of this special February month. So I don't know if I will ever do this again on daily basis. I have really no idea. I'm not so planny. I don't plan often. I just do things. So that's why I didn't plan to reorganize my yarn stash this month, but it happened, and I'm very pleased with it. It makes me very happy. But I have no plans. The only thing I know is that I will make a new episode for you this Friday, so you won't have to miss me for a long time if you don't want to. And I will give it a try, and I will see how it feels making 2 episodes every week. But I am now already very looking forward to this Friday, to the moment I can chat with you again. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all your enthusiasm, for all the times you watched me, for all the times you listened to me, sharing my handwerkperikelen, my crafty adventures with you, for all the good advices, for all the grammar, for all the words, for all the love, for all the knitting, and knitters and crocheters. We are such lovely people, aren't we? So a big thank you for all of you, and I see you on Friday. Bye bye.